Your TypeScript types are a lie. Not always. But the second your code hits production, every type annotation you wrote simply disappears. That API you trust to return a user object? At runtime, TypeScript has no idea what's actually coming back. It could be null, it could be an error string, it could be garbage, and your perfectly typed code will happily crash. Today we fix that gap forever. With Zod, here's the core problem. TypeScript checks your types while you write code, then strips them all away before the code ever runs. This is great for catching bugs early, but it means TypeScript trusts you completely about external data. When a response comes from an API, a form, or a JSON file, TypeScript just believes whatever type you claimed. If reality doesn't match, you find out the hard way, with a crash in production. Look at this. We define a user interface and fetch it from an API. TypeScript is totally happy. The code compiles with 0 errors. But notice line 9. We tell TypeScript the JSON is a user and it just believes us. If the server returns an error object or renames a field, TypeScript never knows. The crash happens later, somewhere deep in your app, far from the real cause. Zod solves this by giving you validation that actually runs. It's a schema library where you describe your data once and you get both runtime checks and TypeScript types from the same definition. Let's install it. As of 2025, Zod 4 is the current major version, and it's faster and smaller than ever. One quick npm install and we're ready. Here's your first Zod schema. Instead of an interface, we use z.object and describe each field with a validator. Z number for ID, Z string for name. Notice line 5. We add email validation right inside the schema with .email. This isn't just a type anymore. It's a real runtime rulebook. The shape and the rules live together in one place. Now the magic. We don't write a separate interface. We derive the TypeScript type straight from the schema using z.infer. Look at line 3. User is now automatically the exact shape of user schema. If you add a field to the schema, the type updates instantly. No duplication, no drift between your types and your validation. One source of truth that powers both. Let's actually validate something. The .parse method takes unknown data and checks it against the schema. If the data is valid, you get back a fully typed object. If it isn't, Zod throws a detailed error. Watch line 8. We pass a bad object with ID as a string. Zod catches it instantly and tells you exactly which field failed and why. No more silent failures. Here's what that error actually looks like in the terminal. Zod gives you a structured list of issues. Each one has a path pointing to the exact field, the expected type, and a clear message. This is gold for debugging. Instead of a vague, undefined crash 3 files away, you get a precise map of what went wrong right at the boundary where bad data entered. Throwing errors isn't always what you want. For things like form validation, you'd rather handle failure gracefully. That's where safeParse comes in. Instead of throwing, it returns a result object with a success flag. If success is true, you get the type data. If false, you get the error to display. TypeScript even narrows the type for you inside each branch. This is the pattern you'll reach for most in real apps. Now let's fix that broken fetch from the start of the video. Instead of casting with as user, we pass the response through our schema. Look at line 5. User schema. Parse validates the data at the exact moment it enters our app. If the API ever returns something unexpected, we fail loudly right here, not deep inside our UI. And the return type is still a perfectly typed user. Same convenience, zero blind trust. Real data is messy. Some fields are optional, some can be null, some need defaults. Zod handles all of it cleanly. Use .optional for fields that might be missing, nullable for fields that can be null, and .default to fill in a value when nothing is provided. Notice line 5. Role defaults to user, so even if the API omits it, your parsed object always has a sensible value. The inferred type reflects every one of these choices automatically. Zod can do more than validate. It can transform. Say the API sends dates as strings, but you want real date objects. The .transform method runs after validation and reshapes the value. Look at line 3. We validate, it's a string, confirm it's a valid date time, then convert it into a date. The output type changes too. Your parsed result has an actual date object, not a string. Validation and transformation in one step. Sometimes a value passes the basic type check, but still breaks your business rules. For that, use .refine. Here we validate a sign-up form where the password and its confirmation must match. Look at lines 6 to 9. Refine takes a function that returns true or false plus a custom message and the path to attach the arrow to. This is how you encode logic that no built-in validator can express. Here's a powerful pattern. Imagine an API event that can be one of several shapes, each identified by a type field. Zod's discriminated union handles this perfectly. You give it the discriminator key, here its status, and a list of possible schemas. Zod reads that key first, then validates against the matching variant. The inferred TypeScript type is a clean union, and your code can narrow it with a simple switch. This is gold for handling webhooks and event streams. Once you've passed a discriminated union, TypeScript does the rest. Look how clean this is. We switch on the status field, and inside each case, TypeScript knows exactly which fields exist. In the success case, transaction ID is available. In the failed case, error code and retriable are available. No casting, no guessing. Your runtime validation and your compile time narrowing work together as one system. As your app grows, you'll want to reuse and combine schemas. Zod makes this trivial. Use .extend to add fields to an existing schema, .merge to combine two, pick to select a subset, and .omit to drop fields. Here, we build an admin schema by extending our base user with a permissions array. No copy-paste, no duplication. Your schemas compose just like your types do. Because they are your types. Here's a real-world win every team needs. Environment variables are a classic source of silent production bugs. A missing API key, a port that's actually a string. Let's validate them at startup. We define an env schema, coerce the port into a number, and parse process. Env. If anything is missing or malformed, your app refuses to start with a clear error, instead of crashing mysteriously 2 hours into a deploy. This single pattern has saved countless production incidents. Watch what happens when an env variable is wrong. We try to start the server, but JWT secret is too short, and database URL is missing. Zod stops everything immediately with a precise message. This is exactly what you want. A loud, clear failure at boot time is infinitely better than a subtle bug discovered by your users in production at 2 in the morning. Zod E4, the current major version in 2025, brought big improvements worth knowing. It's dramatically faster, with passing benchmarks several times quicker than version 3. The bundle is smaller thanks to a new core. Error customization is cleaner with a unified error parameter. And there's a lightweight Zod mini variant for size-sensitive projects. If you're starting fresh today, you're already on the fast path. Just make sure your imports point at the latest package. Let's step back and see the whole flow. Unknown data enters from an API, a form, or your environment. It passes through a Zod schema that validates it once. Out the other side comes clean, fully typed data your app can trust completely. That same schema also generates your TypeScript types with z.infer. One definition, guarding the boundary, powering both your runtime safety and your compile time types. That's the entire idea. Here's a final real-world snippet combining everything. A typed fetch helper that takes any schema, validates the response, and returns perfectly typed data. Notice it's fully generic. Pass it any Zod schema, and it just works. This little function becomes the trusted gateway for every API call in your app. Build it once and never write a blind typecast again. So here are the 3 things to take away. 1. TypeScript types vanish at runtime, leaving every external input unchecked. 2. Zod closes that gap by validating data and generating your types from a single schema with z.infer. And 3. Patterns like safeParse, discriminated unions, and env validation turn that idea into real production safety. Next up in the TypeScript track, we go deeper into advanced generics and conditional types, the exact features that make helpers like that generic AP get possible. If this cleared things up, hit subscribe and drop a comment with the trickiest validation problem you faced in production. We read every one.